Spiritual ignorance, because a lot of times we think we know and we really don't. Hi, I'm Elemi from Yeyeo Botanica. Welcome to your spiritual home. Our channel's about spiritual lifestyle and African spirituality. I want to shout out all my people from Guatemala. Woohoo! Welcome. I thought we could talk a little bit about spiritual ignorance, because a lot of times we think we know and we really don't. So we're going to talk about 7 ways to remove spiritual ignorance, because what I'm going to share with you is going to make you go, oh, well, maybe I actually was a little bit ignorant about that. And so ignorance is not just something negative, it's just really a lack of awareness. So we're going to get into that. I'm going to share some delicious tidbits with you and maybe a sweet thing or two. So let's get started. Spiritual and awareness and spiritual ignorance are kind of in the same bed. And we know that ignorance is just a lack of knowledge, a lack of knowing. And I think that sometimes this word ignorance has become really negative, but it just means lack of awareness. And so in this video, we're going to talk a bit about how to realize that you could be spiritually ignorant and need to enhance your awareness so that your spirituality, your spiritual journey, your rituals, and your practices really go as far as you need them to. The first thing I want to share with you is this idea of removing spiritual ignorance. What does that really mean? Becoming aware of some of the things that you really don't know, right? There are times where people are like, oh, I'm on my spiritual journey. I meet them every day. And I'm like, yeah, which part of your journey are you in? And they're like, well, I've been doing it for a couple of years. And I say, what is it, right? And so it's good to have a good understanding of where you are in your journey and what your it is, right? Is it studying African spirituality and Orisha worship? Is it learning about spiritual washes and how to cleanse your house, cleanse your space, cleanse you? Is it money drawing work? Is it manifestation work? It could be a combination of things, but really to come into an awareness of which part you're experiencing as it pertains to your spirituality and or what you're thinking about. So definitely getting an awareness about where you are, extremely important to remove ignorance so that you're interested in this path, but you're going down this road, right? The second one is a part that I think is really, really essential. There are 3 together. And so I want to share these with you because I think that they can really navigate and speak to what your practice will and does look like. And I'm speaking to some of you who have experimented a lot, bought a lot of things, maybe have things in your home that you don't really know what to do with or have any real use for anymore. Or maybe there are things you need to incorporate in your practice that this part will definitely help you to get more clarity about. And so this is my warning part of the video, right? As it pertains to awareness, one is to address and recognize your personal insecurities, because these personal insecurities will definitely color your practice, what you do, and how you interact with other spiritual people or people in general. And so I want to give an example to what does it look like for addressing personal insecurities, doing too much domination work, too much control work. So I like to give examples and little stories along the way because I've got thousands of stories. someone meets a person that they really, really like. As soon as they meet them, they're like, yes, 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 this is my man or this is my woman, right? And as soon as they meet them, within a week, they're in the Botanica. I want to know, is this the right person? Is this my twin flame? Are we going to be together? I want to do something that we stay together. Stay together? You just met. Like, you're in the honeymoon period. You're still talking to the representative, right? So how on earth in a week, 2 weeks, a month, is it realistic to be doing heavy domination work? We're not talking about doing attraction work, smell good, feel good, you see me and feeling me type of work. We're talking about don't go anywhere, you're mine, do as I say. That's a bit much. And so I like to share with you, that's about really exploring your personal insecurities, right? In my house, we say perfection is the enemy of good. What does that mean in your spirituality? It means no fanaticism. Don't be a fanatic. Every single thing you have to buy, every single thing you need. Oh, your house is going to look like a Botanica. I have a Botanica and my house looks like a Botanica at times. But that's also because my road is to do the work that I do. When you're first starting out, take it slow. Understand the things that you're getting so that you know how to use everything and how these things work together, right? That is great for your development, your understanding, and your personal power in the spiritual world. So don't try to be perfect. Try to be really good with understanding the things that you purchase. Try to make sure that you're not being fanatical, because fanaticism and spirituality is a bad combination, right? The next one is paranoia. If I could have $1 for every time I heard paranoid comments in spirituality, I got to tell you, be aware of what you're doing. Be aware of what you're saying. Not everything outside is witchcraft. Not everything that happens to you is because someone has negative intentions. Sometimes it just happens, right? That's just life, right? There are times someone calls me and they're like, oh, it's on the highway. And I almost got in this accident. I almost swerved on the guardrail. Oh my God, what does that mean? Well, it meant that you spilled coffee on yourself and the hot coffee burnt you and you weren't paying attention to the road. How about that? Not everything is something bad. Things just happen in the world, right? They have tsunamis, they have earthquakes, they have storms, tornadoes, because that's what nature does, right? As an example, I'm not saying that things are not correlated, and because I've done videos where you look at, follow the crumbs, I call it, follow the spiritual crumbs, to see what the picture means. If any of you take my retreats or my personal trainings, you'll definitely understand that concept. And if you're interested in taking any of my trainings that are personal trainings around learning, definitely comment below. I got you. So paranoia, we want to be really careful with that. And paranoia and perfection and insecurities, all three of those work together, which is why I put that in this part of the video. Doing dark work at 3 a.m. Now, if you're not experienced, that is an absolute no-no for you. Because at 3 a.m., and if you watch my 3 a.m. video, that can be you being called by your people of light if you're sleeping. But if you're intentionally doing work at 3 a.m., well, first of all, light work is not normally what people do at 3 a.m. And if it's something with negative intentions, you need to know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, as in how to check yourself, how to make sure, who you're talking to, all of these different things, skip it. Because you can now call something really negative to yourself that you can't get rid of. And there are a couple of you who are watching this video that has happened to. That's a different subject, how to get rid of that problem. The other one, before we close, is believing, oh, I'm gonna get some heat for this part. Believing that you can do anything. There are people who come into the store and they're buying stuff, or I read them online and they're like, yeah, I did this and I did this and I did this. And then there's a question that Spirit may ask, or a statement that they will say behind that, and the person's like, crickets, crickets, crickets. Be clear about what you're doing. Be clear about what your level is, your level of knowledge, your level of understanding, your level of skill in the work that you're doing. It's very important to have a good awareness of that. Kind of like when they say, if you don't know, you don't know. And if you know, you know, right? Be confident. If you're not confident in the level that you're in, you may want to reassess that. And lastly, this is my sweet thing for the video. Sweet, 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 sweet thing for the video. For pregnant women and men who are having a child with their partner, it is best during that time to do self-development and light work only. Self-development and light work only around pregnancy and spirituality, because we want to make sure that light, positivity, blessings, favor comes to that child and nothing negative from the parents or from the outside world. So I hope you got some ideas about how to enhance your awareness and stifle your ignorance in your spiritual journey. Love you all. Thank you for watching. Definitely hit the bell to stay in the know. Give me a thumbs up so we know that you enjoyed this video, and see you next time. Ashe, ashe, ashe.